Today, we're going to talk about how to get coaching clients. If you're looking to get your first coaching clients or just to get more coaching clients, this is definitely for you. I'm Stephanie Fiteni. I used to have my own advertising agency, so I have tried all the marketing strategies. I have also had my own online coaching business, actually teaching coaches how to get clients since 2014. And today I'm very happy to share with you all the things that have worked for my clients and are still working today. So let's dive right in. So the first thing that all coaches start from, mostly also because of their certification, is actually coaching people for free. This is a very important part of setting up your coaching practice because it's going to help you also understand what your niche is going to be. So in order to get more coaching clients, you're always going to have to pick a niche so that people can really understand what you are about. So the first thing is probably going to be to take a look at your friends, the people who are studying with you in the coaching program, and work with them first. Now, you want to also have a package ready so that when these people finish working with you for free, you have a demo, cheaper program that they can actually upsell to. So you do want to give things away for free, but if you've already gotten your certification, you want to have the next step ready for them. Even though maybe your confidence is not really high right now, you still want to charge at least a nominal price, something that is just symbolic of their commitment so that they can work with you and you can start making money from your coaching business, which will give you confidence. So definitely working with people for free. The second thing is referrals. So learning how to ask for referrals is going to be very important. And this is where knowing how to niche is actually really connected to how to get coaching clients, because your niche is going to help people refer you in a way that gets you the right kind of people. If people cannot refer you, they cannot say the right thing about you, you're not going to get clients through referral. So this part of the messaging and actually asking people for this referral in the right way is going to be a very important part of the game. So the first thing you want to do is just prepare so that if you're working, say, for free with people for the first 2 sessions or 3 sessions, and then you move them on into a paid program, then you know these people appreciate what you're doing. The next step is going to be probably in the session before the last, so that you have a couple of sessions to talk about it. You want to tell them how you're positioning yourself and what kind of clients you're looking for so that they can help you look for someone else. And you want to say something on the lines of, hey, I'm looking to grow my practice right now and I'm trying to establish myself. And I'd really appreciate it if you could ask your friends and family if they need the support of a life coach, a burnout coach, a founder's coach. So any kind of coach that you're going to niche down as, obviously you want to say the right words. You also want to let them know in just a handful of words what you can help people with, because they need to repeat your words in order to be able to refer you. So again, referrals are very important to get your first bunch of coaching clients. So the next thing is attend networking events. This sounds quite natural, but actually it's sometimes a sticking point for some of my clients, especially when you've quit your job, or maybe you still have a part-time job. You're trying to get your coaching business off the ground. Maybe you have children, maybe there's personal stuff going on in your life. And it can be a little bit difficult to find the time to go out in the evenings when you're working so hard and go to networking events. What I suggest is that you actually a little bit discerning, because you want to go to events that are actually going to get you coaching clients. So you first need to know what kind of people you're looking for, what kind of people are going to buy your services, again, connecting to your niche. And then you want to make sure that you're going to the right places and go to the right places frequently, because it's better to go to the same places more frequently so you get to know people well, as long as you know that they are the right places. So more is more. Definitely don't go to fewer events, but try to, as much as possible, stick to a few types of ideal clients. So don't just go spread across everywhere. As long as you're exposing yourself to the right kind of people, to the right groups, people are going to either work with you directly or they're going to refer you to someone who they know can work with you. Again, It's going to be very important to practice your 1 minute pitch, which is going to be, of course, your niche, what you call yourself as a coach, and what you do. Because without those three things, you actually cannot get someone else to say the right thing to a third party. So what you need to look at is, in a way, is like when it comes to networking events, don't look at this at, oh, I've got to go to sell. What you need to do is, I got to go to these events to actually gauge and understand how well people are understanding what I'm doing. Use it as a way of actually improving your practice and improving the way you talk about yourself. And look at it as a little bit of an experiment. Say, how well can I actually teach people what I do so that they can actually bring me clients? So in a way, you're probably going to spend more time discussing who you could work with that the people you meet there know, as opposed to actually working with the people you meet. And of course, the people you're going to meet are going to be people who like to go to networking events. So these are people who meet a lot of different people. So again, it's going to be a very large advantage for you if you can actually tell these people very specifically what you do, because they will be meeting your future coaching clients, and they will be able to bring you more people and more coaching clients in the future, because they're going to keep going to more networking events. The next step is running a workshop. And this is something that in my online business, I did online. So I started working on creating regular webinars. I find that whether you fill these with ads or you fill them organically by inviting people and by engaging on social media, they are fantastic to start making your first sale. I always advise this to my clients because it's a great skill to develop. And yes, you're going to hear a lot of things like, oh, people don't attend webinars anymore and people don't like to just listen and all of this stuff. It may be true if you work for a company, but for coaches, it's a completely different ballgame. I teach my clients all the time how to create the right script, the right webinar, how to make it engaging, how to pitch. And actually, I just had a client last week who ran his first webinar. He had 60 attendees and he made 19 sales. So it is still possible. People do turn up. People do, if the topic is right, and create the right topic. If you outreach and be visible in the right places, or maybe have a budget for ads, you are going to manage to actually get people on your webinar. You don't necessarily have to have this group program that you sell, because a lot of people associate webinars with selling digital programs or group coaching programs. The great thing about it is that you can sell anything on a webinar. You can sell, for instance, the first thing I sold was batches of 2 sessions, strategy sessions. So strategy sessions of 2 hours. People love those. I had a conversion rate of more than 100% because people bought more than one. Of course, there's always an offer that goes with it. So it's quite a formula, really. But people can see the advantage in the offer and they go for it. It's great for selling one-to-one. And in fact, that is why I love it, because my clients can slowly develop the skill to sell so that they can get more coaching clients in their one-to-one programs right away. They have already really honed in on the skill and they're super confident running webinars when they go to the more difficult tasks of selling groups and scaling their business later. So I love it as a strategy because it's very flexible and you can really just go from selling one thing to the other. Even if you're not very confident, I would definitely suggest starting right away. Okay, so then another thing you can do, and this is something I always suggest to my clients. So there's the obvious social media, so you can be visible on social media. You have to be a little bit discerning on social media because obviously there is a limit to how many posts you can do. You need to know your ideal client well for people to start reaching out to you. And you are going to get fake success. You are going to get coaching clients in the beginning from social. You're going to get them. But they are probably going to be friends of friends. They're going to be people you already have some sort of long distance trust relationship with. You have not spent the time in the beginning generating trust. It takes about 9 months to a year to actually turn a complete stranger into a client on social media, because they need to follow your stuff and warm up to you and they don't necessarily see you so much. So if you cannot create a lot of content, in the beginning, what's going to happen is that you're going to see people coming through because they're coming through your network, and that will give you a false sense of security. One of the things I tell my clients is that while they're doing this, which is great because they're harvesting the low-hanging fruit and getting coaching clients from their network, they should also be building the long term. And the long term means that you gain visibility through search engines and through discoverable media, which is YouTube, podcast, blogging. So then I always suggest that you start with blogging because it has the lowest friction when it comes to entry level. It's the easiest to do. Then you can go to YouTube when you are more comfortable with video. And then finally, you go to podcast. The reason why I would leave podcast last is because podcast is a relationship accelerator. So it's good to warm up people who are already following you on social or who might be on your email list, warming them up to get them to convert faster. But it is not a very good acquisition channel. So it's not going to get you coaching clients immediately, right away, directly from that channel. Okay, of course, there are many things that you can do, but my favorite strategies always include doing some keyword research and really finding out what people are really looking for in your niche. It's pointless for your business coach to tell you to do social media every day if you're going to wake up in the morning and start dreading it right away. You're going to keep pushing yourself, and soon enough, you will quit. So I think it's important to do it twofold these days. Because with AI now, we need to do more and more because our competitors are doing more and more. And frankly, a lot of it is becoming better and better quality. So what's important is to find the processes and the tools to do everything that needs doing. And ideally, take yourself out of the process for the things that you dislike. And with AI, this is extremely possible. If you don't like social media, but you can blog, that's great. If you prefer to do YouTube videos, but you don't really to do the editing, everything is possible with AI automation today. I'm really helping my clients and myself. I've got some fantastic repurposing automations and also posting automations and copywriting automations, blogging automation. Check out the link below because I'll be launching something very interesting soon. For today, that's all I had for you. If you have questions and you want to know about more strategies, feel free to ask your questions under this video. I hope it helps you get more clients right away. And I look forward to talking to you in the next video.